As voters in King County, we have one of the most convenient methods of voting in the country. King County, and now all of Washington, votes by mail, which means that we no longer operate traditional polling places. Instead, people can vote and return their ballots at a time and place that's convenient for them, usually from home. It also makes voting generally more accessible. Voters in King County receive their ballots and local voters' pamphlets in the mail more than 2 weeks before Election Day. They may actually arrive on different days because sometimes they are mailed out separately. Voting begins as soon as the ballot arrives in the mail. This means you could vote and return your ballot well in advance of Election Day. Election Day is now the deadline for returning your ballot. Ballots must be returned to a ballot drop box by 8 p.m. on Election Day, or ballots can be returned through the mail, but they must be postmarked by Election Day. Ballots can also be returned to one of our accessible voting centers that you'll find listed in the voters' pamphlet or on our website. We encourage voters to vote and return their ballots early. It helps us conduct elections more efficiently, and it also gives us a little extra time in case we need to contact you about any issues with your signature. With vote by mail, there are a few important things to keep in mind. When you receive your ballot in the mail, you'll notice that there are several parts to the packet: your ballot, the security envelope, and the return envelope with the voter's declaration printed on the outside. It also may contain informational inserts depending on the election. Keep track of all these materials. You'll need them to vote and return your ballot. As you get ready to vote, remember these tips. Read the voter's pamphlet and contact us if you have any questions about voting. The voter's pamphlet is also available in audio format on the King County Elections website and in other formats such as large type by request. Read your entire ballot carefully, top to bottom and front to back. When filling out your ballot, use a black ink pen. Never use a pencil, and never use a color of ink other than black. Fill in the oval for your choice as completely as you can. If you have trouble with this, contact our office for other voting options. Place your ballot in the security envelope and then into the return envelope. Sign the declaration on the back of the return envelope. Try to keep your signature within the space provided. This is necessary for your vote to be counted. If you have difficulty signing your name, make a mark on the signature line and have 2 witnesses sign on the lines indicated for them. Return your ballot through the mail using a first-class stamp or at a ballot drop box. Drop box locations are listed online and in the voter's pamphlet. Remember, the deadline to return ballots is Election Day. Your ballot must be postmarked by that day or in a drop box by 8 p.m. The earlier you return your ballot, the more time we have to contact you in case there are any issues with your signature. If you lose or damage your ballot, or if you haven't received it within 10 days of the election day, contact our office for a replacement. Additional information is always available on our website, and you can always call the voter hotline for assistance during business hours. King County Elections offers options for people who may have trouble filling out a ballot without some assistance. Accessible voting centers are open during each election to support voters who need staff assistance or equipment to help them vote privately and independently.